Yo guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink. Today's topic is advanced rock guitar jam. Some ideas, some tips, tricks, not licks, tips and tricks, just to get some really cool ideas out of simple chord progressions in rock guitar. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button and also join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. So what are we talking about today? I have here a simple backing track, just drum and bass. Basically it's E, G to A. I'll show you. Six bars of A. Now G, A, E. Same thing again. Now we want to make ideas, be creative in this whole thing, and we're going to talk about this today. Stuff like that. So as I already said, we're not talking about licks today, we're talking about concept, ideas, how you can project an idea, a musical mode, a color of a note into music. That's what we're talking about. That's why this is an advanced tutorial. Even stuff is technically not so hard, but still to shuffle these models around is probably an advanced thing. Therefore you need to have your stuff a little bit together. First of all, the sound. I'm using here this is even a Fender Deluxe amp, but I put the tube saturation on maximum. This creates this creamy sound, which I personally love. So your distortion is also as a pretty important thing in being creative. How does a distortion react together with your guitar, you know? I mean, I have a delay on, and let me switch it off. So a few important things. How does like an E5 chord, how does it sound? How can you shape an E5 chord? You know, you can use this simple technique to give a boost into, you know, go with the beat. 2, 3. You know, stuff like that. How does, or listen to the music, how the overtones develop. In case of this sound, there are not too many. I love this more, this dirty, creamy sound, but listen how your guitar reacts with the equipment. You know? Listen how it reacts to the attack of your pick. And it's just E5. And only with this alone you can already create quite a lot of cool stuff, you know. Oh, by the way, I'm using a analog delay here because I like, together with this creamy sound, I love an analog delay. Just highlights this creamy, swampy sound, but I mean, there's a personal taste. That's not really required, but also test around with distortions, test around with the sound of delays. I mean, today's devices have all types of delays ready, and just really test out how it fits to your personal playing technique. And you know, And even these simple chords, E5, G5, A5, listen to how your guitar reacts to it. And then once you have the sound together, I always talk about living the tone, you know, living the tone. And alone with this, you just listen to how the tone develops, and then out of this try to explore the possibilities of your guitar. And this alone gives you the opportunity to shape the tune, okay? Soft attack. Stop, listen to the analog delay. You know, these are not licks, this is living the tone. Now comes G5. Only soft attacks gives another tone then. You know, the chords were not really hard to play, but explore how the tone develops and also work on your technique that you know that you can get out of the tone exactly the way you want, in the way you attack the strings of your guitar, and listen to the whole sound. Also, you know, I always say a note has not only a starting point, has an ending point too, you know. Especially when you work with delays, when you end a note like da, tak, then you hear the ta 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 ta, then you hear that, and it's also part of the sound. That's what I'm talking about, living the tone, okay? 1, 2, 3. You can also play single notes, but listen to how they fit into the whole sound. So what was this now? I wanted to create this swampy type of sound, and therefore these chords don't really fit because they're like a, you know, direct into the face, wah wah. But this is, they play softly, and it's basically just G and the B, which is a G major chord, just 2 notes, and the A, but in a low position. Creates a swampy type of sound. That's what I'm always saying, live in the tone, listen how the sound sounds alike and what it means for you, and then you just pull out the whole picture. Not only, you know, when you want to play about licks, I mean, you can always play this lick, this lick, but if you want to create and carry a tune, it's never about licks, it's about carrying a tune, meaning telling a story. So what is the story told? You start somewhere, build it somewhere, go somewhere, then go away with something. Let's do this now, just with simple stuff. Also, enjoy not playing. Interact with the other instruments. It's so simple, but doing it perfectly is demanding, even if it's simple. Okay, now the story continues. You take the story from before and develop it. Now we give him more tension. So see how I pulled it from a very low intensity to a really high intensity. And that's also part of the learning. Take what you have. And I didn't use much tools here. I just use E5 here, E5 here. This one here, also this E7. Also this, also the E7 sharp 9. And then the G5, the big G5, which you can play over 6 strings. The big A5, which you can play over 5 strings. You know, when you learn new stuff, always try to find out what exactly does this specific module mean for you. You know, and how you can put it into a story to build up a whole thing, you know. That's the big secret about playing in the moment, living in the tone, and seeking the perfect moment of improvisation. It's always a story, it's not a summary of licks. You can hear when somebody plays licks all the time. I'm not a lick player at all, I must say. I have really difficulties to repeat licks over and over again because I always act upon an emotional phrase and phase which I'm going through in the soloing. And that is basically what is music about. It's not about, you know, when you can play a MIDI file and the blah, 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 it's not really fun, you know. I mean, it's cool if you can play fast, but if it's not in the story, then it's meaningless. I mean, that's what my teachers told me. I remember when I started to study music, I was really proud. I went to my teacher there and said, now show you what can you play? That plays really fast stuff. At that time I think I was faster than now. And he started laughing and he said to me, sounds nice, but it doesn't make any sense, you know. Then he said, like 8 of 10 notes you played, you had no clue what you were doing. The point is to know what you're doing with all notes you play. And this starts reduce to the minimum, give every note a meaning, and then build up stories. And that's what the whole thing is about here, you know. Let's take it to a second level that you see how you can develop the whole thing. Now let's say we do not only E5, G and A5, we take for the E, we take the Dorian mode. Okay, Dorian mode is a very common mode when you do these modal improvisations. So what is the main note in E Dorian? It is this one here, C sharp. This is the sixth in the of the intervals. Root 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you want to highlight the Dorian, there are a few phrases which you can do. You can take just hit the note. You can hear it creates kind of a dissonance and which has to be resolved. That's resolved or resolve it upward. This a way you can resolve this, you create tangent, resolve it. Okay? Or you can even take it to the max, and this, I love this chord here, is 7, 6, 8, 9, which is basically E minor, 7, 13. And this chord has the maximum dissonance, so the maximum disturbance, which has to go to harmony. You always go from disturbance to harmony. Okay. Let's see how that works. I do it first just with the 6, resolve it down or up, or then the other one. See, this note alone stands for some kind of disturbance. Only this one note tells a story. Now we go to the next level. Again, the note in a high position. See, what I did also, this typical Dorian phrase here, 12 to 14. Why? Because here again the C sharp is included in the chord, and so we just circle around that one note, and this way you give. You can even start with the normal pentatonics, E minor pentatonics, to give it a regular mood or color. By the way, I always play with colors. That's why I always have a lamp here, because for me music is colors. But then you want to take it to the next level, and then you add a new color. In this case, this C sharp. Show it, develop it, give it a meaning in your whole story, and that's what it's all about. And now we're putting everything together. I try to comment while I play, and you will see. And then I'm finished for today. I don't want to make your heads smoking too much. You can add even more stuff, you know. You always have these different gems, little gems of music. You just can put it into one improvisation. That's really cool. The thing is that you always have something to say and give every note a meaning that your teacher never will say to you what he said to me. Sounds nice, but doesn't make any sense. Okay? Start simple, also enjoy not playing. Very simple. Now we're building up a mode. C sharp. And so on. What I did in the third part, I introduced this crazy chord, but then I also put up the intensity in the playing by getting more extreme into pinch harmonics. So as I said, it's an advanced tutorial because you need to have your things together in playing technique, in sound expression. You need to be able to express different vibes, different intensities. You know, when you play one note, explore how it is to get the minimum intensity to the maximum intensity and try to get it really a wild field, and that's what the whole thing is all about. Good, I've been talking a lot. It's a kind of a new concept here of tutorials, doing more the method and the psychological aspect of it, which comes along with my psychological teaching concept, working with colors, expressions, emotions, modes, moods, and not really drawn to licks, because licks is just, for me personally, is just something where you say, okay, I don't know what to do, I have no clue, just play something, just fill the space. But you need to fill the space with what you mean, and sometimes filling the space can also mean not to play, you know. That's a big difference. So let me know, guys, if you love this type of tutorials, then I can do more stuff of this. I have a lot of, well, that's basically how I play mostly. And so I can have a lot of things to share. I gotta make this backing track available for download in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. Please join there with the free member account, but in order to support me and Dr. Pink, please make us premium member upgrade. And then you can also download this backing track. You'll find the tutorial there, and the download link is added there. Good. Me and Dr. Pink are saying goodbye.